Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to our wonderful, hopefully, really spectacular 2025 for everybody out there in YouTube land and everybody, particularly that follows me. Welcome to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph, and hopefully this year is going to be a really good one for everybody. I'm wishing everybody a really good New Year. Anyway, today we're going to be working on the English Privet that I purchased over at the Bonsai boot sale down in Birmingham. Well, last year now, in 2024. I got it at a really good price. The video, if you want to see it, it is a playlist there for the Birmingham Bonsai boot sale. There is a playlist of the last couple of ones that I've been to, and I purchased it. I got it at a really good deal. It was one of the last ones there. The guy wanted to get rid of it, and as I explained on the video there, I think if the guy had actually had it on the right way around, because I think he was selling it to the back to everybody rather than the front, he might have got the price that he was asking for it. I offered him, I think it was £55. That's all I had left at the time, or £50, and he accepted, and I got it. So it is here. I will show you in just a second, but we're going to be working on it today because I think with the English privets, they don't tend to drop all the leaves, but I think because we did a repot on it this year, it's pretty much dropped all of its leaves bar, well, a handful. So it makes it a hell of a lot easier to get in there and have a look at what's going on them branches, because yes, it wasn't mine to begin with, so obviously there is a little bit of work that I need to be doing with it, because we do have a couple of crossing branches and I just want to do what's basically my work on it and get it into shape the way I want to do it, because it is not my tree before me. Obviously I purchased it off someone else, so I want to put my stamp on it and do my thing with it. So I'm just going to pick it up, bring it in camera so you can see. So just give me 1 second, because this thing is quite heavy. Now, as you can see, as I say, we're in the winter colours. Well, winter colours. Some of them are autumn colours, and the tree has pretty much dropped most of its leaves. With the privets, they don't tend to drop all their leaves. I mean, they do tend to drop a couple of them, but they tend to stay in leaf pretty much all year round over here in the UK. Unless you do a repot because of bonsai, and we did a repot this year. So as you can see, this side has dropped pretty much all of its leaves, which for me right now is a good thing, because it means I get to go in and I can see quite clearly, and so can you, it's quite evident. I can see all the nice branches, the structure, and it means I've got a good clear route to getting in there and making my cuts, and just see if anything's crossing, anything I don't want, I can start to remove. So that is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be working on this lovely specimen, and just look, there we go. Just look at all that dead wood feature, and especially on this side, which is my front, which unfortunately, when the guy was selling it, he had this as the back. He was selling it out here, which, although is a nice front, is not half as nice as that side. As I say, if he was selling it like this, I think he would have got a sale pretty quickly. Lucky for me, he didn't, and I picked it up. So let's get it over here on my little swivelly chair. I've got a nice little background now as well, so you can see it properly. And let's get into working onto it, because yes, as much as it is really nice, I do have a couple of branches that are growing just on the inside here that are starting to intertwine together. So I think after today, it's going to be a little bit more bald, but it's going to benefit the tree in the long run. As we know, patience is the key to bonsai, and you have to take a couple of steps back in bonsai to get where we want to go in the future for the benefit. So it's usually one step forward, three or four steps back to get that end result that we're after. So let's get into it. Let's go. Okay, one thing I do want to show you before we start on this as well. Now, as I explained to you, and as you've seen hopefully in the other video when we did the repot on this, well, now it's last year in 2024, we did a repot on it, and we did go quite heavy on the roots because this thing was absolutely loaded with the roots. Let me show how profusely these things put roots out. Just look at the bottom already. The roots are stacked, packed in this bowl, well, in this pot already. And we only did, put that back in there, we only did the root prune because it was stacked in here in spring of last year, so spring 2024, and we have just entered 2025, so we're coming up to spring in January, February, March, 3 months. So in 9 months time, this has put so much roots out, and half the reason on that is, one, it's a very healthy tree. It's been well looked after previously before me. I did a really good root prune on it. I didn't go in it too hard. The fact that I know the tree can handle the amount of root prune I did on it. The soil mix that I've used included an awful lot of sphagnum moss, so it helps the tree recover as well. And the tree itself, the species, just love to put roots down. That is why we've got so much roots already. Now, what do? Do I go in heavy again for another round of root pruning this spring? Well, possibly. I don't really want to, but the amount of roots that is thrown out suggests I probably should have to. But the first thing I need to do today is start looking at all these branches, because obviously you can see this one here, it's going through the tree. I am going to keep this one. The thing is, I do need to move it over this way. I would like to have this branch coming out over to this side, fill in this sort of area. I can do it over here like this. I'll bring it down, give it some more, I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for, but basically fill this area in, give it a nice canopy, bring it down further into this area. The same I would like to do on this side as well. Unfortunately, because there is an awful lot of dead wood on this back section here, it makes it hard for anything to grow over here. But fingers crossed, I can get something. It is going to be hard to try and develop something down there. A trim back hopefully will try and push some growth down this way. But again, it's all about fingers crossed and hoping rather than helping. The main things we're going to do today is, obviously I've got this branch here and this branch here, they are coming, we're very close. I'll zoom you in shortly and we'll have a look at that in detail. But I've got a few things like that on this tree itself, so we're going to have to go in detail and have a look through it all. So as I say, this tree might become more bare, a little bit barren by the end of it, but as I say, 3 steps back just to get us where we're supposed to be at. So let's change the camera angle a little bit, get you in, I'll show you some of the details. In fact, we'll have a quick flyover, I'll point out some of the details that need correcting, we'll start cutting into it, and then what I think I might do is give a starting hand over it, and then I will probably come back in sections and show you what's been done, and just do sections like that, because otherwise we're going to be here all day. And yeah, if we're going to be here all day otherwise, because it's a decent sized tree and there's quite a few problems with it. So let me just swap the camera angles as soon as I give you a nice little spin, just so you can see how awesome this tree is. It is predominantly on one side as well, unfortunately, but that is the case with mainly dead wood on one side. I want to try and get something over this side, obviously. So that's a nice little spin, and then I'll get you in a nice little flyover as we come back round to the front, just here. Okay. Now I'll start from the front, so you can see all this nice deadwood features, and as I go up through this side, you can see I've got these 2 branches that I was just talking about. You can see it parts off from the side here, goes left, and I've got this nice section, but just underneath it, if I turn you on an angle, you can see that the other section comes from just below. And if I move you in a little bit, you can see just there, if I continue to allow that to develop, oh, it's just unfocused, let's move away a little bit. There we go. If I allow that to develop some more, it will cause swelling just here. It won't let me focus on it proper. There you go. So you've got them 2 branches. And I've got a few pieces like that across the tree, which we need to go in and just go through. Now, yeah, I can just see another piece just here. So that section here, I've got a branch coming off, and then just at the bottom I've got a lower branch that goes across. I need to take that one out, otherwise it'll swell. And then just behind it, you can see it goes up. Well, that section itself, if I just move you along, it is right here. So I've actually got a branch there, and then that branch over it becomes there. So I'll either have to take this left side out, or I'm gonna have to take that back one out, because otherwise, again, if I see on this angle, you can see it there, it's eventually going to swell up. So yeah, the two. So we have to make decisions across the tree. I've also got another section in here, which is now a bar branch. They're both opposite each other, and then I've got the one above, so it's starting to swell. So I've got that across the tree. This is how these naturally grow as well. So I just need to go in, find all these little sections, start cutting them out. If you just look at it normally with the leaves on, you won't tell. I'd say if I just move you out a little bit, everything just looks like it's supposed to. It's only when you get down deep that you can actually see these sections. So yeah, here we go. Here's another just here. So this branch here has actually died off, but it was in the same sort of predicament. That branch, and that branch. So I had 3 coming from this section. So now I'm just going to take this one out, which you can see has actually died off, and then I'll just leave them 2. But again, the 3 was there, and it's the same for this one here. It had 3. I need to take the dead one off. And here we go. Here's another one just here. I've got multiple branches coming from the same spot, and again, it's just through the whole section of the tree. A tree looks good. And then I've got crossing branches. This one comes right across. So again, it's just minor detail work, nothing too major. I've got this one here, it comes along, then goes up through the tree section. So again, I'll probably just take that one off and leave this one here. I know it's coming out of focus a little bit. So again, it's just, as I was just saying, it's just minor detail work. I'm sorry, I've still got a bit of illness in me. But minor detail work that has to be done. It's just time consuming. Again, this branch goes across the tree, where this one comes out, so I'll just be nipping stuff out like that. So I'm just going to pop you on the stand. I'll get you in close so I can show you the little detail work we're going to be doing. I'll do bits of it, I'll come out, show you what I've done, and then do a little bit more, and then go through it again. So yeah, the tree should be probably more bare than it is now later on, but it'll be for the best. And then come spring, no flush of growth, and it'll do well. I have to make a decision though later on. Once the buds pop, do I do a repot yet again? And I'll find a bigger pot, because if it's already filled this pot, which is a really nice pot, and I've got you can see the roots there, do I need to go bigger with the pot, because it's a really sizable pot? That's the decision. But I don't have any bigger pots, at least I don't think I have. At least a nice one, and this is a nice tree. It needs to be in a nice pot. I'll have to see what I can do and what I can get. Right, let's start working on it. Now, to start off things, the front of the tree is here, and I'm going to start with these 2 branches. It's a pretty difficult decision to make, because I do really like this branch here, and it goes inwards. Now, it doesn't go in too far to the point where it causes obstruction or anything, but I have to make the decision to cut this one off rather than this one, and I'll tell you why. This one goes out wide and it comes out this way, and it is the only branch and it's the only sort of buds I've got on this side. So if I cut this one off, I've got nothing that's going to lead into this side, this direction of the tree, and I'm going to leave this side completely bare in the future. If I cut it off, nothing's going to grow in the future. If I leave it on, which I'm going to do, and I cut this one off, cutting this one off will unfortunately take away this lovely branch that's already developed. But having this one there, I can then at least develop something in this area, which will fill in this empty space on the right. So that is my choice for the future, and I'm going to go down that route. This one, unfortunately, I'm going to leave a nice empty space here, but hopefully we may be able to fill in something later on down here, or at least with this space filled in, it'll take your eyes away from here. And we've also got the top and everything else that can fill in towards the back, and we've got the other branches down on this other tree. So I know it's not the nicest thing to do because it is a lovely developed branch, but it's the lesser of two evils. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to take that nice branch. If that was there on this side, so if you imagine in the future that is going to look something like that, that is what we'll end up with. So if I just move you out a little bit and I put you on there, you can see the future scope of the tree will look an awful lot better for it. Yes, I do have an empty space here, but with the tree going to develop this way, it is for the best of the tree. Okay, it looks like that for now, but once this grows in, it's going to look something like that, and you've got to think the rest of this tree will develop this way as well, and then you've got this one slightly further down. It'll all take shape. Remember, every cut you're making is for the future development of the tree. It's not for right now, it's for later on, and that is the best way to go for it. So we've done our best. Unfortunately, it's a lovely piece of tree. I'm just going to clean up the old stubs as well while I'm here, and I will come in, do my best to clean up what I can. And then later on, I'll just come in with the concave cutter and I'll clean that up some more as well. So that's my justification for that, and I think you'll agree I've done the right decision. Give me a thumbs up for that one, because I feel I've done right. At least right by the tree anyways. Yeah, if you agree. While we were talking about the other one before as well, the branch, I think I've also made a decision on that, and I am going to go, so that one is over here, and I'll just get you in so you can have a quick look. Okay, I've zoomed you right in on this one just so you can see what I'll be cutting out. This is the one we were talking about previously, just here. Now it's swelling. I'm going to cut the inside one out. So from this angle you can't get too much vision, but you'll be able to see me cutting it out. So it's growing on the inside and I want everything growing on the outside, so it's the best decision out of the two. I'm just going to come in and cut it so you can't see too much, but I'm going to cut from here. I'm going to take it out just there, which frees it up. So this much is what I've taken out, and I've done that because it was growing this way in towards the tree, where the other section that we had that was growing is growing outwards there. Now I'll show you the little section from a different angle again and I'll show you exactly where we were going, but you can see just from the cut here that it was pushing on this other branch that's right next to it, and that again you can just see how big and how much it was going to swell if we continue to let that bit grow. So you can see there from this angle the piece I've just cut off, which if I just get it back was that bit there, and it was growing. Whoop, it was there and it was growing inwards, and what we've done is we took it off because it was growing in towards the tree, and we've left the one on the outside, which if I come round here slowly you can see I've left this one just here, and that one's growing out towards the outwards from the tree, and we've left that one to grow for obvious reasons. We don't want it growing in towards the tree causing the obstruction, and we've cut it off because it was continually causing swelling. As you can see, that bit there and that bit there is already swelling up. The more we'd have left it, the fatter it would have get. So again, making decisions that are best for the tree. While I'm here, I'm just going to cut this one off. Again, it's growing in towards the tree, this one here. By the looks of it, it does look like it might be dead, and that'll continue to, that was obviously been cut previously, that's caused swelling. Nice little decisions, quite easy decisions so far, that are doing well. Got some nice easy decisions. This one in the middle, I'm not going to use it or utilize it. If you want to be nice and posh with your words, just going to take them out. I don't want anything obstructing my view of the tree. I want to be able to see straight through. I want to see all details. So things like that are going. I've got a little section here. I don't want these branches, they're too close to the branch and trunk line. So I'm just going to come in and remove those out of the way. There we go. So again, nice easy decisions that we're starting off with. This one, what I would like to do is just come back and I'm going to remove it down here. So yes, it is small, but what it'll do, that will shoot out from both angles here. Got a bug. It'll shoot from the buds just at the leaves here and it'll come down. I've also, if I spring round, I've also got a branch developing here, which again, we might possibly not use that, but definitely going to be using this one, and that can come down, which will be great for the future development of the tree. So as I swing this around, it gives me a brilliant angle for you guys just to have a look here. Now, let me just slowly move you out a little bit. Now while we're here, it gives me an opportunity to just have a look and just see where we are. If I have a look here, if I bring you in a little bit, this branch here, I know it's in the top corner of your screen, but this one here actually comes back across the tree. So I'm just going to snip that out. Nice, clean, simple decision. This one here also goes across. Can I clean this section up while I'm here? We'll try and do that a little bit. Make the tree look a little bit cleaner. So I've got loads of dead stubs from previous cuts. We'll just take them out. Nice, simple, easy, elegant sections. Move you around. I've got this section here. So this one, as you can see, this one grows up this branch and it's interfering with the branch above it. So I'm going to come in, just take that top section out. I'm also going to remove the dead section. Clean it up, and I'm going to cut back to the two buds. Same again with this one here. I've got a nice branch that goes right across. There you go. Got a nice branch, comes across, and then just above it, you can see how close these two are intertwined. So the simple decision is I'm just going to come in and remove the one that intertwines with it, giving me a nice easy section. This branch comes off and then curls back on itself. So let's come in, bring it back. There's a pair of buds there, they'll grow up. And let's bring this one back as well. Potentially work for later on. In fact, let's bring this one back a little bit closer to the second pair of buds. They don't need to be that far out. Simples. If you can see, I've got this one that grows through the tree. I'm going to take that one out. And then just above it, just here, I've got this branch that goes up. Let me move you up a little bit. This branch here comes off and then goes under and under. So there you go, you can see it twisting. So again, we just need to come in and remove it. And then I've got this section here, getting itself involved where it shouldn't do. I've got a dead branch there, let's remove it. And let's take everything back. So again, nice, simple, easy decisions. We've cleaned up this section. It's getting twisty, too involved. And then I've also noticed that this one also comes back on itself. So let's just take it out and let's bring this section over here back to 2. So we're making nice easy decisions. As you can see, this has cleared up an awful lot of that mess. It's all jumbled up, and I can see I've got dead sections all over this tree that just need cutting out. Now if I continue doing that throughout the rest of the tree, I will come back to you once we've made headway. Now I want to show you what I've done so far. Now I've gone in, cleared everything up, and I want to show you the results. Now it does look a little bit bare on the bottom, but because it looks bare, you can actually see what's going on. Now if I look through the tree itself, you can see I've took an awful lot off, but you can see now, you can see the development of the pads. So there's one there, and then if I come up this way, I'm just going to turn around and move it just this section here. You can now see that everything has been cleared out an awful lot, and I've just moved everything. Now I'm just going to take this branch off and I'll show you why. Just let me get my snips. I just moved the tree around this way. So looking through the tree, you can see I've got this pad just here, and this branch here comes up, and I've got a pad just at the back, but the branch here that I just talked about goes across. If I just move the tree around, the branch just here comes across, and then it's going to interfere with a future development of this pad just here. And then I've got another pad that's going to develop just here from the clutter that I've removed. So if I come in, take that off, I've now got space for more branches to develop around this branch. So this is basically my primary branch. I just need to redevelop secondary branches on there, because all the branches that were there I've pulled back, and then the other branches I have took off have all been crossing branches, and the same with the other ones on these. They've all been crossing branches. So now, as you can see, the primary branches are very much structural. Moving up into this section as well, this has just got to be thinned out a little bit more, but most of it has been done. Everything is starting to come along. I've got some branches that just need trimming back, but if I just bring it down a little bit into the eye line, you can now see that that is going to be a nice little pad there. I've got another pad developing in this section. I'll move up, and then this section will be padded off and developed, as you can see there. Just swing you around. So there you go, all the pads. So looking through the tree, if I just put you there, so now you'll see I've got a pad developing in all sections. Hopefully we'll have a pad developing there. I've cleared this up a little, not too major. We'll have a section there as forming as well, so we've just got to clear these sections up properly. But yes, everything's cleared up. As I say, 4 steps back, but now we can actually get into the tree, start developing it properly, get them secondary, tertiary branches growing properly. Let's continue with the tree. Okay, I finished the full trim, so this is where we're at with it. As you can see, we have now set everything in motion. Everything's cut back. We've got all the primary branches set. So let's give you a little spin there. The top section is now complete. Primary branches, as you can see, nice and thick, all in place. Just waiting for them secondary branches and tertiary branches ready to grow in this spring. So if I come down a little bit, you can see, if we're looking at it properly, straight through the tree there, you've got them just at the back. As we move up, got them all coming down in place. Everything's in the correct place now, nothing's crossing. We've got rid of them horrible, nasty, gumpy things where, as you can see, where branches crossing over. We've got rid of all those. We've got everything back as well, and we've got this section as well. Everything is just neat and tidy, and it just looks a hell of a lot better, and it looks sweet from every angle. So this is now the front. There you go. Just looks $1,000,000. So as I say, I've got this branch just at the bottom we're going to grow, and we'll see if we can develop it, see what comes of it. We might use it in the final design, maybe not, but we've got it. And then I've got this little one here that I'll definitely going to grow, and I'll bring it out this way. Again, can be used in the future design. I'll take my pick of those. Hopefully I'm going to develop this one, as I say. So if I move out, that's the front, and then we'll develop this one out, get this one padded out nice and neat in the future, and hopefully we can get something further down here developing, hopefully just round about here, I think. And then, as I say, we got rid of that branch that was going over here, and it opens up, and you know what, it actually looks really nice. If I zoom out a little bit, let me just get up. So there you go, that's the whole entirety of the tree, and I think it looks really nice. So I'm impressed how this tree is looking. It looks really good. It's set. Considering, I know I didn't start it off, it wasn't my tree to begin with. Whoever's put the time and effort into it, although it had a little bit of growing wild, I think that's probably just because the guy who had it before me, as you can see, had it before me, just probably didn't do the end maintenance. It come to the point where it was time to move the tree on. That's why he was selling it. And it was time for somebody like me just to get their hands into it and continue looking after it. And as you can see, just by doing a little bit of, there you go, a little bit more maintenance on it, making the right cuts in the right places, is now continually on its journey to becoming a lovely little bonsai again. It's very strong, it's very healthy, and I'm really impressed with it. I really like this tree. It's really, really nice. In fact, just on the right angle, I might even change it again to have that as the front. It's in the right pot for changing the right angles to display it on. It's in a round pot, you can have it on any angle, so it looks awesome. Anyway, if you like this one, I tried keeping it as short as possible. I didn't want to go into full detail and just do a full divvy round with all the cameras, so I want to get in and out of everything. If you like this one, please do give me a thumbs up, and don't forget, if you're not subscribed, please do so. You can stick around and carry on watching the lovely videos that I'm putting out for you. And thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy New Year. See you guys, thanks for watching.